Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you may be. Welcome to the living world of darkness, New York by night. Tonight's scene will be held is a scene for the Changeling venue, where individuals will be willing to speak with the Duchess or the General about stuff. So yeah, don't mind me. I'm hosting because people were too lazy to set the hangout. Scene starts.
You seem to feel some certain way about this. Come on.
So, you will probably arrive at Arles Freehold, and you will be brought to different location as the previous time when at least Sir Aidan was there. This time you will see the entrance to towards that great grass field with a hill on top, but you will walk past it this time. You'll walk past the roses, and you will be led towards the lake that you could have seen when you were sitting on top of that very beautiful hill with a white pavilion. And once you come to the lake, there are actually big boats floating on the lake.
Hmm.
Um, in the middle of the lake, there is a huge boat with white sails, and there are clearly some people there. You can't, as of yet, see who. You can make an estimated guess, of course. And the um, the Baron Valerius and Sir Aidan will be um, guided into one of the smaller boats, which will then sail towards the bigger one, where you will find General Fergal and Duchess Arley. You will be invited on board. And that's how we're gonna start.
Good evening, Duchess. Valerius would take a bow.
Baron Valerius, it's a pleasure to finally meet you in person. I've heard much about you.
Oh, you do me such an honor, Duchess. For those that haven't, since you haven't seen Valerius yet, Valerius is a parent 7, just so you know what you're looking at.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's all that's really important. I have no idea how to describe the parent 7. I don't even know what that looks like. So
Hmm.
he's there. I believe you know my knight as he puts a hand in motions for his knight to approach.
Good afternoon, Duchess. As Raiden gives
Sir
a
Aidan,
nice bow.
you are very welcome yet again. Well, I believe you came here to discuss what I have offered you. Is that correct?
Um, the message that I got was rather, you're requesting my knight. Is that right?
No, I'm not requesting him. I have given him an offer to become commander within my household.
Hmm.
He wanted to discuss things with you, I presume.
I assume he did. Though I wasn't aware that he. Is this the first time he's hearing about it? As he turns to Aiden. When was
Yesterday, my manservant delivered the message to you. So, it is one day.
So you were too busy to deliver this message to me yourself. Is that what you're saying?
If I could run as fast as my manservant to get to you within the hour, I would have, seeing as how I cannot, and it would have been rude to leave the fair lady's company. I sent someone in my stead.
You do realize that the words that you have offered me and the words of your manservant are two very different things.
What can I say? Good help is hard to find.
Valerius just looks and then he turns back to the Duchess. As I was going to before, I have obviously no problem with you taking the good night. However, there may be some things you may or may not know.
Please enlighten me.
Do you know that, are you aware that somehow the Akin are getting into our ranks and are able to, I suppose, come and go as they see fit?
Let's see, am I aware of that?
And as he says this, a little butterfly flies up to the ship and lands on the shoulder of General Fergal.
Fergal makes no mention of it, just lets the small little creature rest on his fairly narrow and cold shoulder for the second. He is here to witness the talks in front of him, not to converse with his own agent at the moment.
Oh, I can tell you that I'm aware of a great many things.
Are you also aware that the fact there are now portals from the deep dreaming that they could be accessing at various points? And that if this knight is supposed to be of good service to you, that he needs to be made abreast of such things.
Well, I'm sure we can help him with that.
Are you also aware of the fact that Sir Aidan, as though valiant as he is, that, how should I put this? That maybe he should be more abreast to certain things before swearing fealty to you?
Well, I can assure you that my general, whom he will serve under, is quite capable of handling such things. Are you not, General Fergal?
Of course. There is nobody on the battlefield that knows more about our enemy and our own movements than I. Your knight here will be kept abreast of the situation and everything he needs to know as he needs to know it.
Valerius looks to Sir Aidan, clearly in a position that he was not foreseeing. And he looks back to the Duchess. Is there anything else that you will require of me?
Well, once again, I did not require anything. It was an offer to Sir Aidan for his valiant acting in the court. It is up to him to accept it, yes or no. He wanted to discuss this with you. And, well, here we are.
Valerius just looks.
With your permission, Baron, I would be removed from your knights to be a commander, though you would still be my liaison, I do believe, with House Fiona. You are, after all, my liege lord, and as such would have to be kept abreast of my goings, comings, and doings. But it is the Fiona way to first ask the liege lord what they wish of the knight to do.
It would be under my opinion that you need more learning and training in ways to conduct yourselves away from the battlefield. I feel that you're lacking.
Of course he is. That's why he will only become a commander.
Maybe I misspoke. When he conducts himself and when he expresses himself is lackluster.
Well, I'm sure he will learn, and if he, in the end, does not prove to qualify for the job, well, he'll learn from that as well.
Aiden, are you well aware?
I am well aware of my strengths and my weaknesses. He says as he kind of shakes his wings a bit.
Well then go.
Duchess, Arale, ni Fiona. Thus do I offer my services as commander unto you, given the full blessing of my liege lord.
Well, then you are hereby accepted within my household as commander. You will serve under Virgil, and I think, and she looks at Virgil again, we first will need some lessons in etiquette and pronunciation.
These are things that I can have my governess teach you, my dear Sir Aiden. She taught me well when I was being brought up in the proper way of things.
I would just like everyone to know that I have etiquette 3. I just couldn't pronounce the name.
Valerius just looks at him like, this is what you wanted.
Well, Baron Valerius, is
Ma'am,
there anything I can do for you at this point? Do you have any questions?
it seems that my questions and my concerns have been noted as such.
I see they were only concerning Sir Gideon here?
There was only concerning the fact that I wouldn't want my knight to be, how should we say, misinformed.
Hmm, I see.
He seems
Well,
to be so eager to rise upon the ranks that he seldom gives pause to certain things.
there's nothing wrong with having ambition, there's nothing wrong with rising quickly as long as each individual who does so, or who attempts to do so, realizes that a quick rise can also cause a quick drop.
Well, if his wings do turn to ash as he attempts to rise, then so be it.
We will find out in time. Well, if that is all, please, if you would like to stay a little longer, or if you would like to leave, I can bring over some refreshments. I have some wonderful sushi here.
No, thank you.
Hmm.
I'm not hungry.
With your leave, my lady, I have letters I must write, and I must get to them as quickly as possible. If you would dismiss me.
Of course, you are dismissed, General Virgil, as long as you also make sure that Sir Aidan will be proper informed of the household rules and everything he will need to know for his new position.
Of course, of course. I will put one of my peers upon this to bring him up to speed. Sir Aiden?
Yes, General. Duchess.
This is what I would like you to do right now. My man is down below decks. He is ready and willing to bring you in and get you up to speed on House Fiona's current efforts within the war and where your place will be.
That is agreeable to me.
There you may also make arrangements to transfer any of your belongings or possessions you would like to some place more centralized within the Fiona barracks.
I have quite a few men that would also need to change billets.
Of course, I said barracks, didn't I?
And you see my point.
1 second. Yay! I see.
Baron Valerius, I really like your style. We should meet up more often.
He would look towards Sir Aiden. Let's break up these things. Now, Sir Aiden, what I'm trying to get you to understand is that once you rise through the ranks, there are certain things that will be required of you. And you see the way you just responded to my little jab at you, the way you had to steel and temper yourself. These will be more and abundantly so because you'll be held at a higher standard.
I am of the House Gwydion.
I know what house you're from.
Then you understand that House Gwydion has its charms and its
Are you
flaws.
so limited by that?
I am she. I am no more than and no less than a noble knight who is trying to find his way.
Valerius would just look and just... So elegant, I suppose. Still missing the point, I see. As you were.
Can I roll etiquette or politics plus intelligence to see if Fergal was actively trying to snub him?
You can roll empathy if you want to,
Okay.
or anything else you really think and you can justify.
Going with etiquette myself.
Fair enough.
I will spend a willpower here. That is 3 successes. Was he?
Alright, with 3 successes, you quickly realize that Fergal was simply stating things as a matter of fact. It is all due to practicality that he says barracks, but you quickly realize that barracks can take on quite a number of different decorums, varying comfort levels. Officers will always get the preferred bed and board, whereas soldiers will have barracks. So while he says barracks, for you, he means an officer's quarters. For them, he means tents.
Thank you.
Right, with that, Fergal will dismiss himself, as he has already been dismissed by his lady, and proceed to go down decks, all while carrying a certain small little butterfly passenger with him. He'll proceed to his own quarters, where he'll have some a brief bit of privacy. The people above deck can continue the scene, but when they are done, we can move on to General Fergal's private domain.
Baron, Duchess, with all speed, may I request that I be allowed to make myself acquainted with the things that are need be done?
Well, General Fergal told me where told you where you needed to go, so go.
Yes, ma'am. With that, he bows to the Duchess, turns to Baron Valerius, bows just as deep to him, and leaves.
Sometimes. Oh well. At least it's good to have some class.
What can I say? I hope he learns.
Oh, he will. He will. And if not, then, like I said, quick risers tend to fall deep if needed. Well, is there anything more I can do for you, Baron? Do you like to stay a little bit longer, have some chats, or would you like for me to send some servants to row you back ashore? You're welcome to stay a little bit if you like.
Valerius would look and smile. Well, it would be ill report for me to deny the good Duchess my company. For a little bit, at least. Come on, Dice. Where are you? There we go. This is a flirtation, obviously. Because this is... Wow. Yeah. He's definitely flirting with the Duchess. He cannot help himself. It's up to her. She's just like, the fuck is wrong with you, boy?
Oh, crap, what do I need to roll against that? Probably something I don't have. I guess perception empathy?
You can see that he's flirting. It doesn't mean that he's any less charming.
To be quite honest, I probably can't even do that with my dice in that. She doesn't really care about what others do. Let's just see how badly it's gonna be affecting her. Ouch.
Ouch.
1 success. Damn you, dice pool.
Wow.
Very well.
It's not terrible.
It could be better, could be worse.
Yeah.
She will smile and she'll actually stand up herself, walk over to one of the tables, pour 2 glasses of champagne, and hand one over to the Baron. Takes one herself. Well, let's get to know each other a little better, shall we?
It would be my pleasure.
No, trust me, the pleasure is all mine.
Man, with the
This we're gonna jump back to our
yes.
general protocol, and we leave the two nobles sitting, chatting, and flirting on the deck, and let's jump down below.
Yep.
Maybe even doing some other naughty stuff.
Possibly. In any case, Virgil's private quarters are lined with books as well as maps and charts, old quills and the like. Actually, several different suits, all of different sootiness and dustiness as well. There is also 2 chairs, 1 desk, and on the desk are several different letters of indecipherable script after indecipherable script with titles such as Baron, General, Commander, Private, Lieutenant, various different ranks and different handwriting, but only one happens to be in left-handed script. And that's the thing that really is curious for Fergal, as he's looking at this left-handed script and thinking, possible subversive.
Nathan, all the while, is sitting on the shoulder, looking for a place in this private quarters where he can have some little privacy. Is there? Otherwise, he's going to fly out and come back in.
Of course, there is the behind the changing curtain.
Then the little butterfly will fly up from the shoulder, go behind the curtain, and from behind the curtain, a young man will appear. Good morning, General.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever have you, my good sir. What do you have for me?
Yes, information. One, did you know there were a lot of rock giants in that gym?
Of course, it was a noon high, tribal camp.
Yes. Yes, it was tense. But
Of course. Although I'm sure you definitely had some sort of protection coming in.
yeah. I made sure that I came out alive. Yes, I have quite a bit of information, to be honest. I do have a question. Do you know what Selkies are?
I do, although the classification escapes me for the moment. I've heard the name a few times before, but I have to look in a few of my books about exactly where that name hails from.
Oh, if you wouldn't mind that we would look at the particular books, because it is Selkie that is the key to our success, so to speak.
Oh, really? What did we learn from those rock giants?
They're quite willing to release many of the prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one particular one once, John Logan, I believe his name is.
Mm-hmm.
This one lonesome Selkie. And it so happens to be that we have this Selkie.
Right, and this is what your contact at that tribal camp, John, told you.
Yes.
I was afraid it would come to this. I was really, really afraid if it would come to this. Now, let me ask you this, Nathan. How much do you know about the Sea Court and House Gwydion?
The way you phrase things, I can only assume it's bad.
Yes. At the moment, here is the political field as I see it. And we're muting you, unfortunately. Thank you. Right. We, the Kingdom of Apples, entered into a defensive pact with the Sea Court. And using that defensive pack, we've been able to defend at least the east side of the kingdom. That has had the most damage. However, we've been backed up with them quite a lot. Started in February, and since then we've seen a sharp decrease in the conflict there. So it seems, at least on the surface, that this truth is holding well and good. However, I've always been suspicious of them. To be honest, I don't understand them. There are too many fractions and factions within the Sea Court that I just do not understand in order to truly, really trust them. And it's unfortunate.
I see. And how does this bring us to House Gwydion?
House Squidian. Well, truth of the matter is, I don't think the Sea Court was ever going to help us in the war against the Aheen. So, the Gwydians decided to force their hand. The Gwydians decided to forcibly take a few of their number, the Sulky was included, in order to shake them up, in order to make their position less secure, to force them to ally with us. This one Silky you speak of, I believe he may be held in a Gwydian baron's stronghold.
Ah, that was my thought exactly. Let's see if we're thinking about the same one. Who are you thinking about?
Starts with a capital G.
Then we're thinking about the same guy. Wait,
Right.
how did you find out about this?
The Slua just goes ahead and bends over his desk at a disjointed angle, several of the spines bending in awkward places, and he just leans down in front of to Nathan's eye level. How do you think?
And then just perks up higher. Probably a little spy.
Exactly. He goes ahead and straightens up. So, your contact, John the Nunahai, he wants a Silky back?
Yes.
He's willing to trade the hostages that were taken at the court massacre for the Silky.
Yes, that's the only one he wants.
Alright. Fair enough. Unfortunately, once the Nunahai get that Silky, I'm pretty sure they'll start spilling the beans one way or another to the Sea Court.
True, but to be honest, General, clearly this hasn't worked. Clearly the Nunahai, or the Sea Court, has sided with that Adhene.
Yes, they have sided with the Adhene.
This would be a peace offer, a way for us to show that we're not that bad, that we're not all like House Gwydion.
This is exactly true. If we could go ahead and change the perspective of the Nunahai towards our particular kithith, our particular house, and our kithith, in general, perhaps we can sway them to our side and take out one little tool that a Adhene had used against us. Hell, we could start sending rock giants into the deep dreaming if we play this right.
Perhaps. But truth be told, probably I would be the best one to make this trade.
You want to make the trade?
Well, I walked into a gym full of 17 rock giants and walked out of it alive. Yeah. I think I'll be suited for this job.
You know what, my good sir? Go ahead and give you the responsibility that you want. Play this right, you graduate from my retinue and actually have a title for yourself.
But would that title be within your house?
Of course.
Well, it's something to think about.
Right, so, my good sir, if you were in my position, what would you do next?
Well, we do know where she is, or he is, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Either persuade the good Baron to release the Selkie in my care, or spring the Selkie from his care.
These are definitely two of the options we are currently faced with. And apparently we just got a Gwydion. Perhaps he knows more about the house's security than we do. Perhaps this is an opportunity for us to start sharing how we defend our houses for better cooperation and better security for ourselves. Well, subterfugely getting the secrets and accesses that we really need to spring the good Silky.
I mean, I would probably quite easily get into the freehold, to be honest. Might even go unnoticed.
Alright then. For the moment, I leave this with you. You have all rights and authority vested in you by me. However, I would like you to go ahead and do your very, 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 very best not to have to call on me.
Well, I haven't called upon you thus far, so I hopefully will only report you with good news.
Exactly. Now let me ask you this, my good sir. Where do you see yourself in the coming months? Like 1 or 2 months down the line?
Hopefully leading my own squad. Or maybe of scouts or something.
Fairly well.
Or maybe even leading more covert operations into enemy lines.
My good sir, if I had 1,000 of you, I'm pretty sure this war with the Athene would have already come to an end.
Oh, you flatter me.
You've done well to impress me. Keep impressing me. Don't die.
Is there anything I should know about the good Baron's defenses? I don't want to walk up to 17 rock giants again.
The General Fergal will go ahead and actually open up a filing cabinet and will actually extend it much further than you would assume. About 6 meters in all, he goes ahead and unshelves it. And he goes ahead and flips through it, the different vanilla envelopes, until he finds the appropriate name, then the appropriate subsection to the name, and then the color-coded copies with the little plastic tags, and pulls up a simple document. Goes ahead and shelves the 6-foot-long drawer back into place, and hands good Nathan a 1 sheet of paper and says, "This is the information that I currently have on the good Baron Garan."
Ah, lovely, lovely. Well, he'll start reading it.
The General Fergal will actually go to his bookshelves as well and look at different marine water type changelings and actually go ahead and pick one of them out. When he goes ahead and unshells the book, this sea salty smell, blows through algae and rum. He goes ahead and drops it in front of Nathan, saying, "And as far as the silky, I think that book will do you well."
Ah, lovely, lovely. Do you mind if I keep this, or would you like to have this back?
Go ahead and take it. I have copies.
And he'll fold it up, put it in the book, put it under
As
his.
far as as far as that document is concerned, the simple piece of paper, that doesn't leave my room. The book you can have.
Oh, sorry. Yep, got it.
He goes ahead and retrieves the document, goes ahead and crumples it up, goes ahead and takes a wastebasket, throws it inside, sets a small fire, burns it dramatically, then
Nothing
pours
is
some
sensitive.
alcohol over it and water as well, just to make sure it's completely disposed of, and looks back at the puka saying, "Properly disposed."
Oh, of course, sir. Nathan will, with a book under his arm, makes his way back upstairs, where he will see the two happily conversing. Good day. He makes an elaborate bow to both. I hope I am not intruding. I will be leaving shortly.
Not at all.
By the way, you haven't seen him enter, but he might have been here the whole time. Who knows? It's good to see you again, Baron Valerius.
Nice to see you again as well.
I don't know if I've seen you before, Duchess Arle, but it's nice to see you anyway. And with that, he calls for a boat to bring him back ashore.
And I think with that we can end the scene, because the she are just lovely chatting, doing all kinds of naughty things to each other. Thank you for watching, ladies and gents.